Well, hey everyone, if you are a guitar player that wants to show up on Sunday morning and just plug into the Kemper and have it work and go off to the races, this is the video for you. And so, first thing you do when you show up is hit the power button in the top left corner. As that is booting up, I'll remind you that these Kempers get taken home every week by players and they save their settings over top of whatever was there previously. And so if you're a player that just wants to show up and plug in and go, you might have to do a little bit of searching to find the right performance before you can do that. And what you do is that boots up, you use these arrows right here, and then you just kind of scroll around until you find something that says basic. It might say TP basic. It might say TP AC30 Vibrolux, but anything that kind of signals to you like, oh yeah, this is just the basic setting. And then that performance contains 5 different slots, or can contain up to 5 different rigs. And so in this basic one here, I just have a rig loaded into slot 1. I also have one in 5, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Slot 1 is your standard AC30, kind of just on the edge of breakup. And then you can use these with some reverb on it too. And then you can use these 4 buttons right here to engage various effects. So you have an overdrive, that's even more overdrive. I actually use the 2 of them together quite a bit. Right now, I think that's a tremolo, which probably won't get used very often. And then this one here is your delay. That's how you turn your delays on and off. That will change the sound in your ears, especially quite a lot, because you go from having somewhat of a mono signal to a very wide stereo signal with the delays on. So in your ears, that's going to sound awesome. And then you can tap your delays here. And if you're just driving, cranking through chords, you probably want to disengage that just so it dries up enough to kind of get out of the mix a little bit. And then, as it slows down or you're playing parts, turn your delays back on. Over here in slot 5, I have very lush ambient, like long reverb decays and delay tails and stuff primarily for like swells. And so like I'd hit a chord and then just kind of swell it in and it'll hang like forever. It'll just go and go and go. So that can be really pretty in those down ambient moments. And then when you're kind of through that and you're back to playing parts, just jump over to slot 1 again. And so that's a basic performance. Like I said, you just use these to navigate around and kind of find one that's like, oh yeah, that's going to just be a basic one. A lot of times you could honestly even do this with someone who had a song there. You might find that they have, a basic sound in there too that you could use or might be good. Anyway, the tuner is up here, and I wanted to say one little note on that. We're changing these volume pedals out, and so you might have a different volume pedal. It could be just a standard volume pedal like this, or it could be an expression pedal. And with those green expression pedals, when you would roll your volume back, the tuner would automatically engage. But we're kind of having some faulty expression pedals, so we've been slowly replacing them, and we're just going to this standard volume pedal that goes in front of the input of the Kemper. And so if you want to tune, you're going to have to just start using the button to turn the tuner on and off. Anyway, that's a basic overview. If you have any questions, let me know. Don't be afraid to reach out. I'll talk to you soon.